My name is Kelsey Baker, and this is Kennedy Baker. And we were 4 weeks in, and she was crying 80% of the day, and she would cry from 1:30 in the morning until 4:30 in the morning every single night. Actually, not cry, scream. And my husband and I were at our wits' end. We didn't know what we were going to do, but we knew our daughter was in constant pain. And so I put on Facebook asking if anybody had heard of a way to help with colic or a good chiropractor. And I had at least 6 friends respond, and everybody said Dr. Sharon Berg. So obviously when I have that many people telling me to go see someone, I knew there had to be something behind it. I was very skeptical. I thought he was going to adjust her, and I just didn't know if I was ready for that. But we came to the first appointment and realized all he did was squeeze on her stomach, and the crazy thing was how happy she was when he did it. She would go right to sleep, or she would smile at him. I continued to joke with Dr. Sharon Berg that I thought that she liked him better than she liked my husband and I. Treatment went great the first few times, and she immediately after our first treatment, she was sleeping at least 8 hours at night. She would sleep 5 hours, wake up, eat real quick, and go right back to sleep for at least 3 hours. So we finally were getting sleep. I know you need to burp. We would, with the treatment at first, it was all great, and then there was a few ups and downs during it. There were times where she would struggle a little bit during the day, and my husband and I struggled to kind of understand what her cries were meaning, and Dr. Sharon Berg really helped us with that too, and by the end of it we understood what was a hungry cry and what was a hurting cry. And there were times where it was really good, and there were times where we'd backtrack a little bit. Weekends were the worst. And we thought that was because we just weren't coming in to get the treatment and seeing him. But last weekend, we had a perfect weekend. She only cries now when she is hungry or when she is trying to have a bowel movement. And those two things are really the only times that she fusses. And it's a fussiness. She doesn't do the screaming anymore, which is such a blessing. I told Dr. Sharon Berg today that before we came to him, when my husband would get home from work, I would immediately hand her to him, and then he would immediately, after an hour of screaming, hand her right back to me, and it was this passing back and forth. And last night, my husband came home from work, and he was all excited and wanted to take her, and I said, no, I still want her, because she's such a good baby now, and she smiles, and she's happy, and we could not be more grateful. We also, before we started coming to him, my husband and I didn't know if we'd end up having baby number 2 because baby number 1 was so difficult. But now we can honestly say baby number 2 will be a piece of cake, and that will be partly because we won't wait 4 weeks to come to Dr. Sharon Berg. We'll be coming right after she's born, or she or she is born. So we are super thankful and can't believe the difference in our baby. So.